Oh, it's not. Probably not.
Okay, we're good to go. I can hear myself. Don't need an echo.
It won't now.
All right, so today is, let's see, today is Monday, November 17th. This is the Village of Pittsford Historic Preservation Board meeting. We have 5 applications on the agenda tonight, as well as some member items. But before we get started, does anyone have any, or do we have a motion to open the meeting? Seconded. Thank you.
Member Torres, this is an old motion form. Member McRae,
Yes.
member Rude,
Yes.
member Murillo,
Yes.
Chair Olson.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, great. So before we get started on the applications, I usually ask if anyone has to recuse themselves from any of the applications, and I'll start by saying I do have to recuse myself from application number 5, since it is my own application. But does anyone else have any reasons to recuse themselves of the applications at hand? Jim, no. Maria?
No. No.
Okay, so just that one?
Noted.
Okay, all right, then we'll get started with 11 Washington. Come on up. Yeah, chair's fine, yeah.
Good evening,
A
ladies
little
and
less
gentlemen.
informal.
I'm Jim Brasley, architect, 10 Cambridge Court, Fairport. I'm here tonight to talk about 11 Washington Avenue for a new porch application. Just for a little background, house is at least as old as the 1890s, maybe older. Been owned by Gene Williams for just about exactly 50 years. It's two-family, has been a two-family for decades. Mrs. Williams, who is elderly, lives on the first floor unit, and her son lives on the second floor unit. There's 2 porches now on the front of the house. There's one at the main entrance, which serves the lower unit. They're more like a stoop than a porch. They're very small. They're both only about 6 feet wide and 4 feet deep. And there's another smaller one, still faces the front, but it's set back about 20-25 feet, and that leads to the second floor unit.
Yeah.
Both of them are in disrepair. Both of them need to be repaired anyway, so Mrs. Williams always said she always wanted a front porch on her house, so we're going forward with this application for a front porch. I did meet with the planning and zoning board earlier this month on November 5th and received all the variances and site plan approval that was requested. It's a little closer to the street than code permits, and the south side, the left side, as you look at it from the street, is 0.4 feet too close to the property line. And there was also a green space issue. We also got the site plan approval. So the porch will be a wraparound porch, kind of L-shaped across the front. It'll be about 31 foot 9 inches wide, and on the left side, the south, it'll be about 28 feet deep. It only sticks out 5 feet 3 inches from the farthest forward part of the existing house. There's a little jog in front of the existing house.
Yeah.
But front door sets back about 21 inches. It'll be 7 feet there and about 6'1" wide on the side of the wraparound. You can go through all the materials, I'll go from top to bottom if that's the easiest, but that's all right. House doesn't have a lot of decoration on it now. Doesn't have a lot of architectural detailing, unlike some of the other houses on the street immediately. To the right, towards Warren Avenue, number 9 is more of Queen. That porch has a lot more detail. Since this house doesn't have a lot of architectural detail, there's no corner boards, no frieze boards. There's some nice dental window head trim, so it's important that we save that. But the general porch will be relatively simple to match the simplicity of the architecture of the existing house. The roof slope is only about 2.5 on 12, so we can't use regular shingles, it'll be rolled roofing. All of the trim will be wood, the header board, holding up between the columns. Will be wood trim in white, it'll be about 8 inches high. No extra decoration, no molding, we're trying to keep everything real simple. The columns will be 6x6 post wrapped with 1x trim, so they'll end up being finished 7x7, also all in wood. The handrails will be all wood. And they'll be the kind of handrails that older historic homes should have, with wood top canted top rail and the lower rail, and the balustrades will be simple 2x2 pickets, 5 inches apart, so there's less than 4 inches between them. They'll be square, very simple, no trim. The top of the column and the bottom of the column will each have simple cap trim, 1x trim. It'll be 8 inches high at the bottom and 6 at the top. The deck floor will be tongue-groove fir. Mrs. Williams still isn't sure if she wants to keep it wood or painted gray. The contractor says we should probably wait a year after it's installed anyway. I would push her towards the gray if it were up to me. Everything else on the porch will be white, which is the only trim color on the house right now. There won't be any brick piers or stone piers on the column bases. It'll just be simple. Once again, the 7x7 square. And
All the way to the floor?
all to the ground. You
There'll be
mean?
no base on the actual porch decking, you said?
Oh, on the columns at the deck level, yes, I did say earlier there will be a base, a 1x8 a column base that's shown on the
Okay.
drawings.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm already I'm down to the skirt boards.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Mrs. Williams decided she liked the skirt board of the house next door to the, well, it's number 17, it's closer to Lincoln, farther from Monroe. That has 1x6 verticals, about 1 inch apart, and they'll be in a 2x3 frame, also all white. But we're not proposing any brick piers or stone piers or anything below the column base. So the columns themselves between the porch floor and the header will have trim, just simple base cap 8 inches high, and a simple cap at the top of the column cap that'll be 6 inches high. Other than that, there won't be any trim at all. Those are the materials. Once again, it's not a very deep porch. It's only 5'3" out
Yeah.
from the farthermost part of the house. We had to balance between what the zoning called for and what was usable, so they could actually have it there and have somebody sit in it.
Yeah, so did zoning reduce it to 5'6", or is that what you proposed to?
That's what I proposed. Figured that was a fair compromise. There's something in the code about you average the house, the 2 houses next door, what those are.
Within what measurement?
From the front setback line.
From the front setback lines?
Yeah, and the Queen Anne house number 9, the larger, more elaborate one, is on the site plan, if you'll copy that. 13 feet, and number 17, the blue house, is 17.9 feet. That averages to 15.4, and then we asked for a reduction down to 13.3. Seems fit, and Mrs. Williams was happy with that.
Yeah,
So those are the materials, that's the history of this project. Do you have any questions for me?
anyone want to start, or how do we want to go through it? Thank you for that. That was helpful, and there's a lot of questions answered from me. But I think there's some things we could talk about or work through it and come up to a solution.
So the house across the 11 Washington,
Is that the red one?
yes. So I'm pretty sure that they are from the same family, same period. And in the history of the house, 1965, then the little porch, they covered the top and they put that addition and they put all those additions that are.
Speaking for.
Yes, so exactly, that had those 3 windows. So, so the house in the 60s was little respect for what it was original, because at the time, as you probably know, there was a little historic preservation. The only concern that I have is that we have to preserve a little bit of what is left. So my concern is that the porch goes across the main volume, which is the gable, that piece. And then if we put that porch in front of it, it will just completely disappear the original intent of the 1800s completely. So I'm thinking from the historic point of view. So that's my mistake. The other pieces, I think that you did a beautiful job bringing all the simplicity of the house. It's not fancy spoke architecture. Craftsmen from the time probably produced it and created it. So that is the only thing. But that's just me. I don't have anything else to say. And then I have some pictures that I collected that represent, actually I don't need to, but the type of house that is or originally was, which we have a perfect example across. So you can pass. I have 3 copies, but I bring little copies around.
Yeah.
So I think that volume, I believe it's historically should be respected and be clean, because that's kind of the tendency. So that's it.
So Maria, when you were talking about preserving the original character, I'm looking at the existing front elevation and I'm looking at the proposed front elevation, and what were you worried about and as far as how to preserve it?
So this volume should be preserved.
Oh, that volume over
The
there,
volume,
not the door side, that side over there.
That side,
Okay,
so
yeah.
the porch goes across and then that's a completely,
Right,
that changes the character of, this already
has been changed, yeah,
has been
but that
changed.
side hasn't.
So the question for the board is, what are we supposed to preserve, since the 1960s was a killer for this house?
Mhm.
When I say killer, not in terms of
No,
if
it's
it's
just a lot of
ugly or
people are
beautiful,
changing.
that's not our job is not to say it's beautiful or ugly. Is to understand that historically that had no intention to preserve the original, the character of the house. So they put that addition on the top, and that was hard. The porch come and will continue in the same path of
Covering
the
the
60s.
original.
Yeah. So I think that the porch starting in the front and going all the way to the sides as an L, there will be kind of bringing a little bit of that character, but that is me.
Yeah,
Yeah. That is my 3 or 5 cents.
yeah. Well, it's a valid point.
This is the front of the other house across the street, which has been still kind of,
Preserved, right?
yeah, that they haven't.
They didn't put the up above part.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what happened to the other.
To the other house, yeah.
Another thing, so that's one point. Another option is, you can say it just went down the drain in the 60s. So what else? Probably the porch will bring some character or to bring, I don't know. So that's the question that I will pose.
I think that red house across the street has a side entry, not a front entry though, right? Is that correct?
I don't know, because things change over time. I'm thinking about the volume and massing in essence, than more than anything, independently of.
And I know the house immediately next door, to the left as you're looking at it from the street is almost identical. House number 17, the blue house.
This one?
Yeah, that also has a porch across the front. of the
Okay.
house.
Yeah.
When I met with the planning and zoning board, they talked a lot about something they wanted to encourage in the village, which was the term they used was porch culture, which I really liked, so that people would sit outside. Mrs. Williams, who's very elderly, said she can't sit outside. She'd like to see the neighbors come by. She's owned the house for 50 years. She hasn't lived in it the whole time, but she's living there now and would like to be able to be out in front. There's really no room on a small front porch to sit or to have someone over.
So that house is the whole house, the massing is a full gable. This house is just this thin, like vertical gable. It's different, the other one, the massing is different. So I'm talking about the blue.
Yeah, number 17.
Yeah, so that massing I understand that there is little porch and that what they did, but as you see, this house is like a 2. This one actually is
When you say this one, which one are you talking about? Because we can't see
a
the screen.
story.
The blue house. number
The
seven.
blue
The
house.
neighbor's house, we'll call it the neighbor's house.
Then the
neighbor's
the
house
other
to the south.
neighbor,
The
yeah.
neighbor's house. to the
So
south.
you see, it's just a gigantic rectangle.
Right,
But this one intention was never to be a gigantic rectangle. There's always the L shape,
Mhm.
and so in folk houses, that's very significant. But once again, so just
Also on the right-hand side of,
I'm
the
with
house
you.
we're talking about tonight, there is another bump out back about 10-12 feet, so it's not.
yeah,
So it's
Which
not
one?
so much,
The
the
blue
house,
one?
number 11.
The house
we're
under-
Talking about this evening.
under the application.
does
yes,
have-
it has 2 bumps. Yeah,
to the left.
exactly. So there's the gables are smaller. They are crossed. There's a little bit more complexity to it. But once again, that's maybe the front porch will benefit the character of the house. I'm just thinking about the folk Victorian piece.
Yeah,
You said it's gonna be all wood. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be pressure treated at all. It's gonna be,
The post will be pressure treated to structure, but it'll all be wrapped with wood. One by, so that it'll, like the columns will be instead of 5.5 by 5.5 pressure treated. Once the 1 by trim is on all 4 sides, that'll look like a wood column, yes, all wood, all white.
when I looked at it initially, I was concerned with how close it would bring it to the street and how that would look with the setback relative to the other ones around it. But then when you look at the house that's the second house to the north, it
This
seems
one?
like it's even closer, the next one beyond it.
There are a couple of houses on the street that are actually closer than what
Number
it's
7, the one
proposed.
2 houses away closer to Monroe, yeah, that's very
This-
close, number
this-
7, yeah.
This is 9.
9 is the ornate Queen Anne.
Yes. Okay. So this is 7. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
going
7 comes very close to the street.
to show 7 to my neighbors, to my people. Both work for me. So this
right
is
there, yeah.
this.
It took me a while, but I think I'm the only one who knows all the house numbers on Washington
You
Avenue.
just mastered that. So he saw this one and that proximity personally to the the sidewalks, fantastic.
Yeah,
That is,
I actually wish the porch was deeper. The 5.6, if you're walking down the sidewalk. And you see that 5.6, it almost looks like should be, almost a full 6 feet or 6.5 feet deep. But again, that would bring you back to the planning and zoning board and, they would probably not allow that. So. Again, bringing it out to the sidewalk, as long as the PZBA is okay with it, I don't have an issue with that either. I think that looks good.
that
And it
railing.
feels like that street, all the homes are very close to the street already. It wouldn't be standing out against the natural sightline of all the rest of the homes.
That's exactly what the planning and zoning board said.
Yes.
And the feeling, so the feeling of the porch may be the house will feel like this.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
that one, yeah.
So, okay.
So does that roof, that porch right there, is that the one with the rolled roof? Is that a rolled roof too on that one?
Number 7, 2 houses away, I have no idea, you just can't do a shingle roof when the slope is.
When it's that shallow, yeah.
Well, they must be having a hard time with that, so.
I think there's a rolled porch roof on,
mm,
I mean, we'd like to see shingles, but obviously if it's too shallow, we can't.
You see shingles on low slope roofs all the time, but they're not allowed. And they're not recommended by the manufacturer and they curl and fail early.
I think yours is, yeah, this is a little bit, yeah.
I'd rather see shingles also, but you
Yeah.
can't do them on a low slope roof. And most of the porches on the street are relatively low slope roofs compared to the gables on the main houses.
Yeah, so going back to the existing front elevation, the columns that are there, do you know what those dimensions are, the existing columns?
Yes, I think they're 7 by 7, they might be 7.5 by 7.5, but essentially the same as what's there and what we're proposing.
Okay, yeah, because in it would be best to have them match identically. And they almost look like they're like 10 by 10.
I don't think they're that big.
You don't think they're that big? Cause you normally see something a little bit bigger, and what we've noticed in times past is that, you know, obviously thicker is better. And I just want to make sure, that was one thing that I had pointed out, because there was no dimensions on these columns.
I think
would
that
make
would
that
make them
it's-
larger, and I'm sure the homeowner and the contractor wouldn't mind either if that.
Yeah, just
Oh, you got an approval, that's fine.
yeah, you would want it to
We
be,
want to go much bigger than 10 by 10, but
well, no, I'm not even saying if they need to be 10 by 10, it would be better to match exactly what was there.
I have.
So
the
it
measurements. I
makes
think
it look
they're-
like it's
But
originality to it.
so I'm wondering, this is a wonder, so
Yeah.
I'm all wonderings, and then we talk about and they change their mind in the middle as we get smarter with the project. So you see that if this is a like Victorian folk house, if you look at the columns, they're like a little thinner. I don't know, like, you know. I'm thinking out loud, sorry about that. So maybe,
That's what we're here to do.
yeah. So thinner instead of thicker, because if you look at kind of the typology, they are thin, you know. They're-
No, I think they should be thicker. They should match. They should match what's either been there, which there's two there now. Or we could do some homework and find out what the neighbors. Columns dimensions are as well to match it.
So-
in the feel of the street. You just don't want it to look like it's brand new, and sometimes if it's aired on the side of skinny. It stands out and it doesn't look historically accurate.
There are some skinny porch columns on other houses on the street, but most of those are also round and turned. And they're not on as simple houses as this one. I know the house to the right, number 9, closer to Monroe. Has thinner columns, but they have a lot more detail and a lot more decoration.
Yeah,
Yes, the
those are
exact-
spindled, aren't they?
Yeah, they turn.
So, because the addition of the 1960s above the original porch area kind of destroyed the look of the house. Maybe the longitudinal like porch with the right styling will just bring a little bit of that feeling of the house, maybe.
To that point, it occurs to me that the spacing of those 3 new windows from the 60s, that distance between those windows appears to be about the same as the post columns. And so that would create a nice rhythm on the front of the house.
Yeah, so what's that space?
I don't know
Yeah.
right now, but just optically, right now, I'm just looking at it, it appears to be about the same. Yeah, we're very
You mean the trim or the edges on either side of those sleeping, this thickness?
Yeah,
here?
in between those two, in between the 3 windows.
Yeah.
The vertical trim.
I do have all those measurements from when I did my field measurements, but I didn't bring them with me tonight.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy to match any of those dimensions.
It just seems like it would pull the porch in harmony with the rest of the facade.
So yeah, I think that we can all agree on that, right? On the posts matching what's there and fitting the correct size. Okay. The existing shingled roof right now, that's being replaced or used?
Over the existing front stoop,
That's correct.
that's all going to be taken down and replaced.
And shallowed?
Yes, because
Okay.
it'll stick out farther, so it'll be less steep.
Yeah, and then
the
so
roof.
looking at the hip. A few things that I marked down was, we can talk about potential overhangs and defining that, but then also this hip, how it doesn't land at the corner, kind of lands inward. And I assume that's for the window on the south side, so it doesn't run into it.
No, it's because the porch is only 6 feet wide on the side and it's 7 feet deep on the front, so.
Okay, so it has to land there.
I had drawn it originally where it landed correctly. As it should on the corner,
Yeah.
but that's just the way it works out with the dimensions that the planning and zoning board approved.
So it's because of this, the two different,
If you wanted it to meet right at the corner, then the porch would have to be even more shallow,
It's this right here.
Yeah, you can see that 45-degree line. What is that? I'm drawing A1, A2.
I drew that line.
Oh,
I drew that line. Okay. So then if that stays and we turn the corner and go around the house to the left side, south elevation. This was something else that I had pointed out too. Is there can we continue the porch roof across to the upstairs entrance? Because the way that it ends and lands, it just kind of looked like it wasn't natural. And if the porch roof continued on naturally, it would kind of then tie in that entrance right there to the rest of the house and not look so much of like a 1960s addition that they put on to have a second story apartment upstairs.
would you rather see a hip roof there, or on the left end have that be a regular rake edge?
Wait, what are you talking about? So like right here?
Well, that's the right hand.
Oh, I'm talking about the left. Okay. Oh, right here.
There, yeah.
And you say have it continue on, so it's
If it were to
Yeah.
continue over, which is fine,
yeah.
would you rather see another hip at that farthest left end, or a standard particular rake edge? Hip now.
Yeah, it has a hip now. I think we would just leave it as a hip so it doesn't look like it also has been changed. I would just raise up it goes up what, 2 more clapboards and then
To make much,
To
to
make
make
it
it
match.
much here, this,
Yeah, exactly.
Fine also.
that would be awesome.
That's only a couple more rafters.
yeah. Few more rafters and then it would just continue it on and make it look like it's part of the porch, so it doesn't look so separate.
I'm fine with both those changes you proposed, the thicker columns and extending the roof over whatever you want to call that second floor apartment access bump out.
Thank you. I think that'll look nice visually too.
I agree, Dan. I think that would look much
Yeah.
better than this odd little.
Yeah. And then all the trim pieces will match. It'll look,
Like it was supposed to be there instead
Exactly.
of a bump out that was probably.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Forward
Well, I think that's probably when it was converted to a
to
two-family.
our 2 families.
yeah.
That has a history.
Now, how about, will the broken shutters be repaired?
Which broken shutter?
I think on this side view. Right now, there's like some shutters that are kind of missing a lot of slats and hanging down funny.
Photos of every side of the house. Let me see if I can find where you're talking about. And the
Oh,
answer is yes.
It may not be in the picture, but maybe just been from walking by the house and seeing.
Yeah, it's there. It's even on
Is
Google
it-
has it.
On the side of the house, the first set of windows, there's a triple picture window, it has no shutter. The next window, as you approach that bump out,
This one, look.
is that the one with the,
Look, this,
Yeah.
that's what it's.
yes, to answer your question, yes.
Cool.
That is the only window on that side of the house that even has a shutter. All of the rest do not.
That now.
Would it be better to remove it? Since it's in disrepair already. I'll do either, I don't care, but it's the only one.
I didn't take into consideration any of that.
It's just that their house must have had probably shutters
Like, why doesn't the upstairs window directly above it have shutters?
because.
Are they storm windows? They were probably replaced with storm windows. Some sort of winter windows. Looks like there's storms on them.
I don't know the answer to that. It's interesting that that's the only window on that side of the house that has shutters. Well, I'll do either, I don't care, but it seems, might be easier to just remove it. Or would you rather, do you like the charm of a shutter, even if it's a lone single one?
That remove it. It's like competing with all the window from like the 1960s,
Yeah,
picture
that picture
window.
window on the
Yeah.
side, the first window, of course,
Yeah.
does not look original, who knows, but I don't think.
Right.
It's all the original windows have.
It is part of the addition of the,
Mhm.
so it's the continuation of the addition. the second floor on top of what was the porch. Yeah. It doesn't need it, to be honest with you.
Who was there in 1966 then?
Was there one above it?
No,
But the porch is, yeah, I know. So if the porch is going to go, there are things that can actually,
We'll fix the shutter then and just
Yeah,
have it as
so-
one window that evidently has been there for 60, 70 years, something like that, if not longer. So that's 3 changes and I'm comfortable with all 3 of those. Thicker. The roof extension over the second floor access. Bump out and repair the shutter.
All right, so now let's talk about, just because we don't have them written on here and I like to have it just called out, and you did state it, I know you have the dimensions, but can we talk about the porch railing now? And the steps and the handrails and talk about all those dimensions and the thickness that they'll be and the style and design that they'll be?
It'll be a standard wood handrail with canted top. I believe that's about 3.5 inches wide and about 2.5 inches high.
Okay. That's the handrail?
The handrails, yeah.
Okay,
The bottom rail, I don't know if that has a name. But that will just be a rectangle.
are you gonna try and keep and match what's there, what is there, is that the same design you're going for? That would be best to not keep the existing material, but match it to what is there right now.
those.
Yes, but the forwardmost handrail at the bottom of the stairs is round and she wants everything square.
Okay, so
Just the forwardmost post closest to the sidewalk, the bottom of the handrail.
yeah,
The only one, it's the only round in the whole house, and that's the most rotted of everything.
it's those 2 posts right there, yeah.
Yes, there's one on each side.
Okay, and then as far as spacing goes between the dowels, or what do you wanna call them?
Pickets, I don't know.
Pickets, dowels, yeah.
They'll be 2x2s, which is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And that'll-
Thick. Thick, the 1.5, 2 by 2 thick. And then the
Yeah.
spacing between them
It's
is,
5 inches on center, so there's no, because you're not allowed to have more than 4 inches between spigots, what I call the baby's head rule.
yeah,
So, because generally what happens to the railings of that type is when they are purchased at the Home Depot, they live from the 1970s because the separation is too big between the posts, the railing.
This will be 1.5 inch picket, 3.5 inch space, 1.5 inch picket, 3.5 inch space. So that works out to 5 inches inside.
so I know the house to the south has very thin spacing within, they have very thick, pickets. We don't wanna match that, that's just a specific design that they're probably going to, but is there anything that we can use to call out what should have been? And I would have looked it up if it was on there, but I figured we'd just have this discussion during the meeting.
Standard would be 1.5 inch spindle with the 5 inch spacing.
On center. Okay,
That's code.
is that what we see in most porches that this age?
In older historic homes, they tend to be closer together.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you said, and in
That's
newer
what I'm
homes, they do the maximum possible allowed at 4 inches between.
Yeah,
But that's what I've done on multiple homes, first with this.
balusters.
Balusters.
Oh my goodness.
Does the bottom rail have a name? I don't even know.
Yeah, let me see, maybe
Sorry.
Boston red. No, actually Boston red as well. Yeah, all of them are new.
So it's just the scale that we're trying to meet.
To mimic, we copy the top rail. I was more concerned, I know that you wouldn't want what I call a deck handrail. Where the balusters are attached to the top, the face of the top rail and the bottom rail, these will be in between.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing a historical.
So in our design guidelines on page 65, which is public, it's on the website. Balusters usually have a minimum dimensions of 1.25 by 1.25, which obviously we're meeting by going with the 2x2, so that
One
will
and a half.
1.5, so it will look better than that. And our space with gaps only about 1.5 to 2 times the baluster width.
Once again, that's exactly right. Was it?
Perfect.
For this period, if it was the seventies, that probably would be.
Balusters are attached to the bottom of the handrail and to the top of the lower rail, not the sides. Most hardwood spindles are sold in home improvement stores and appropriate for interior stairs, but are not durable enough to be used on porches. So I'll leave that up to you and the owner on what wood to use and how to treat it and
I've
whether.
ordered them in the past from Matthews and Fields, and I've had a really good City Rochester Park Avenue District and in the town of Pittsburgh, so that's exactly what you just.
Okay. Okay, so we have those dimensions called out. Columns. Moving further down below the porch, the lattice, will you call that out again?
Yes, that's gonna be verticals, not the lattice that's on the drawing.
Okay.
And they'll be 1x6 with a 1-inch gap.
She says she likes this one,
Is that the house next door, number
yes, the
17?
blue one.
Yes.
So look, this is what they're.
Yeah, I can picture it, yeah,
Really, very nice.
yeah, with a horizontal backing behind it, so.
She just wanted the verticals, I can copy that exactly, but that was the inspiration, yeah.
Yeah, with what we see around the village, and you can even, there's one on Church Street, they just did, it's on one of their porches on, I guess, it's the east side of their house. It has those exact ones too. But it's not just strictly verticals, there's verticals and then backed, the verticals are in front of the horizontal backing.
No problem.
Okay.
Match number 17, that was her inspiration.
Okay, now let's keep going. I just have a few more. Looking back at the roof of the porch, across the village, you'll notice a handful of different porch roofs. Some extend past the house, some they end and they're more narrow than the home of itself. It's rare that they match up perfectly, although there are some examples. So I just wanted to open it up for a discussion on what we think should match, because if you look at the overhang of the roof of the main structure, there is a significant overhang on almost every peak. And then with the hip roof, I know it's not gonna be, it won't look like the roof up on the top of the main structure, but it looks like the overhang is a little small. Do we want the porch to have more it go past the edge of the house by a few inches? Usually it's like 10 inches past, sometimes like 8 to 10 inches, and then it ends around. Or do we want it flush, or should it be inward a little bit? And I think our best options are to kind of look at what's on the rest of the street. And Maria, maybe you could kind of look around to see what that looks like.
So.
But does anyone, did that
They
pique anyone's
extend,
eyes?
no problem, like this, but
Yeah,
this
that's
is probably, and, you know. Yeah,
You want to show Jim that?
Yeah.
I see.
Sorry.
And that. Okay.
so I,
That's fine too.
Yeah.
To have a tendency.
Well, I'm not calling it out. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to have a conversation about it and see what we thought would be most appropriate, not an opinion by any based at all, just something that I saw that, newer construction, we see gables that are boxed off when we would prefer them to be open and exposed to match the architecture of the time period. So it's just something I wanted to bring up and talk about.
so the overhangs, the extent, there is not like super significant, but it's a lot more than the average of the average colonial or other period houses. For the gables, that's what I'm noticing. And
The gables on the main structure, correct?
yeah, so they are like
Yeah, so then
a little bit not like the prairie houses, but like but it's just a little bit more until
It's
there is that,
significant.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. The porches vary, that's what I'm noticing.
Yeah,
So it depends on what, at this point, it's what actually is trying to aesthetically, to ensure that the porch, since it's an addition, is going to look right.
yeah.
So I don't have any, any, if
That's-
it's small, would it
I
look
think,
funny?
yeah, and I think, wait, say that again?
So if it's not, if the overhang is not that wide, is it going to look funny? Is it going to be like from the 2000s?
In all of
Right.
the examples, you provided the porch overhang matches the overhang of the rest of the roofing. So that would seem to make sense, if that's all right.
I think
Preferable.
yeah, it would definitely be preferable to have some sort of overhang. I think that the overhang on the gable on this home is so large. I know that's shadowed. That if we said to match the existing overhang, it would almost look like the porch is like,
Top heavy.
yeah, it's like a top
Yeah.
heavy, right?
Yeah.
I believe the existing is about 18, if there's any standard, maybe it's 12, so it is bigger than most, but I don't think there's any standard on this street, but you got
Yeah.
about 18-inch overhang.
So am I?
Yeah, we definitely don't want 18 inches on the
But
porch,
maybe 10, would be easy to do, and it wouldn't
You
change
pass
the count,
to
but
show that the.
And it wouldn't?
Doesn't have
Wouldn't
that
change the
super high
column.
overhang over the gable. So that,
Which one are you looking at? She was looking at this.
so you see
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the overhang doesn't look that much on.
No,
the-
it shouldn't, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it shouldn't look, it should not it shouldn't look like the gable overhang on the house. Like
It
we were
just
just.
varies
learning
depending of
about how we got to the same.
the proportion or whether if the craftsman or the architect wanted to make it match and flush the main volume or not. So I just don't know.
The existing front porch appears to have an overhang, but smaller than the roof overhang. So it's just a little extended. So I like the architect's idea of kind of splitting the difference, going with instead of not 18, but maybe 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and anyway, this is what I believe is that porch that is there is not what we're trying to match.
No,
anyway,
no.
Because that is the wrong period anyway. And what we're trying to do is to bring a little bit of the character
Correct.
that the 60s
Yeah.
butchered.
yeah, so I think, and I'm not sure, yeah, it would be on the south edge right here. But mostly, obviously, not most, but it'll equal on the north side. This will go out a little further. And create just a little bit of a return behind it. Right here on this piece right here. Just so it has a little bit of character defining feature on it, that's proud of the edge of the house.
So you're talking about extending on
Yeah.
that side?
Well, instead of this overhang, I've drawn it a few times over here, but it would look like this line would technically be a little higher and it would come down like this. It would go out to like right here. And then same one over here, just kind of go out to like right there.
And then you have to do the same thing in the front as well, yeah?
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, then I'm just using it on this, then, yeah, on that, and then it would look like it right here. It would come out like,
On both ends and the hip corner, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
it would come out like that. Just about like that,
You see,
just to give it a little bit more depth and character.
we have some around the village. that have
Yeah,
this.
It matches with the line stain on page 66, where it shows
Yeah.
colonial revival in the 1890s, 1894 house.
yeah, that's perfect.
So that was
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah,
Everything is talking to that. So
so do the overhang at 10 inches,
That's what I'd be most comfortable with.
okay.
there you go.
Any questions? Any questions?
It's good.
Should be nice.
Yeah.
To approve that.
I have one more, sorry, steps.
Oh,
concrete is existing, or what are we doing with the steps for the porch?
The existing steps are concrete, the new ones, what we would match all.
Okay,
The concrete is
Just-
just still in disrepair if you want 5 close, so.
yeah, I think it was just on blocks, right? It was just concrete blocks behind it. And
It would be like
It's
a
poured
great
concrete, it's
addition.
just this kind of skin, I don't know what it is.
yeah, the steps are poured concrete, but I think behind it looked like just block and.
It could be.
That would be a good change for the house, to
Yeah.
have wood and,
They appear, they're broader, you know, so
Yeah.
proportionally they are more attractive.
Anyone else have any questions?
you know,
Do I just ask myself that?
You answered yourself. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
very complete, the proposal, very clear
Yeah.
to understand.
And the applicant was great. Thanks for the information
Yeah,
and answering all of our questions. Okay, were you gonna make a motion?
Yes, I motion to accept this proposal.
Okay, should we add in the following changes? Because there's a handful of changes that we made.
Yes.
Okay. And the following changes will start just kind of from the top down. The new,
Seconding with.
oh yeah,
changes?
I am,
Okay.
yeah. I'll second it with the following changes.
Okay.
Okay. The new proposed roof overhang will be 10 inches. The columns, we agreed would be matching the existing that are there right now. Is everyone okay with that? To match the existing? All the proposed material is fine. We talked about the ballasts and the handrails. We talked about the steps that'll be wood. The lattice underneath the porch will be vertical to match the house located at 17 Washington. Is that correct? 17. Which will be vertical rails mounted in front of horizontal rails. The spindles, excuse me, the
Balusters.
balusters will be 2 inches by 2 inches, which is really comes out to 1.5 by 1.5, with 5 inches on center. No more than 2 times that spacing in between them. And then moving on to the south elevation, the proposed new porch roof will extend towards the rear of the house. And the second story entrance bump out roof will be replaced with the new porch roof and match the hip design with the overhang. And in fact, this is, oh yeah, if we look at this left side elevation, the south elevation, you can see the overhang from the bump out. That actually looks really nice and could actually match what's the new porch roof would look like. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Shutter.
And the shutter will be repaired and replaced. Will be just repaired.
One board member said removed or repaired, what's the requirement?
On the shutter,
Guess it doesn't have to be part of the motion.
Okay.
Just,
Okay,
I was interested.
okay.
I'll let the contractor know that's gotta be repaired.
Member Murillo, vote.
yes.
Member McGray,
Yes.
member Ruth,
Yes.
Chair Olson,
yes.
motion passes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for answering all the questions.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Got Village with Webster Thursday night, we're very similar to application. I think go to this
thank you. Good luck.
municipal board hearing week for me. Thank you, have a good evening.
You too.
All right, so let's do, let's just do motions or findings of fact.
Guy contacted about it and we were waiting this week. He wants to see if the biggest spiders before we're about. We'll be submitting very soon.
Right.
No, I know you don't have.
Have your next application.
We're gonna do findings of fact.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's do this as a team, but findings of facts so that the porch style matches the style of the home. The materials are accurate to what you would see on a home of this age. The design meets the feel of the street as well as the character of the home. And there's multiple improvements to the property that the porch brings in addition to the use of the house by the owner.
So, but I would love to add this. So the house exemplifies a late 19th century folk Victorian residence that has been was modified in the 60s. And then you don't need to write this, but do we agree that the addition, the porch brings some of the character of the period to the house, bringing back some of that historic feel of the original intent or the original style of the house.
Yes,
Yes, so that's what I think. That is,
I agree. And
it just brings back a little bit the character of the original 1800s folk Victorian.
and it is an improvement over the 1960s porches.
Yes, historically, yeah. Speak.
They're all in transcript. All findings of fact.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Taking your head or something, throw mine at it.
Okay, so next up, we would have 4 South Main Street. Are they here?
Here to represent for them. They're
Okay.
typically, the sign is staying the exact same size as what's existing, they're just changing the colors and the lettering. Same location. They just change the colors for business.
It's just strictly a marketing design change.
Yep, for the exact same dimensions on the existing sign that is citizen.
Anyone have any questions on that? It just seems, so yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented.
Second.
Oh, wait, we should
The
wait.
recorder.
Alexandria.
There was a motion and a second to approve the sign at 4 South.
Can we repeat those?
Yes,
Since I didn't remember?
absolutely. Sorry, that was my fault. I didn't realize you walked.
Was the first motion?
I did.
Thank you.
In a second.
You guys were quick. Member Murillo,
Yes,
member McGray,
Yes.
member Root,
Yes.
Chair Olson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Findings of facts are, it's just a marketing change, of the logo on the sign. Sign stays the same size, shape, material, and has the same message as before. Again, it's just strictly marketing. Okay, next we have 45 Shone Place for signage. Great, you wanna come up?
good evening, everybody. Good evening.
And do you want to introduce yourself and talk to us about what you're looking to do?
Us. And my proposal is to put a sign up on the south side of the building.
I think it's the east.
East,
Yeah.
east. GPS sends everybody, as you guys may know, I host a lot of events, bridal showers, baby showers, that sort of thing. And GPS sends everybody right into the middle parking lot. And a lot of times people get there and they don't know where neutral ground is because it's up up the hill and it's facing the canal and there's no signage back there, so. My proposal is to put, it's made out of the same material as the existing sign that I have on the front of the building. That's a horizontal, or I'm sorry, that's a vertical logo. This is a little bit different, it's to scale on the, in position that you have right there.
This is to scale?
That is to scale,
Okay.
and.
Did you do it yourself, or how do you guys get it to scale just on a representation of?
From measuring the windows and the actual sign and having an artist do the rendering to scale for me.
Okay,
So it's made out of cedar, brush cedar with gold leaf. It looks very similar to the sign that I have. It's the same material as the sign I have on the front of the building. But it's just to provide more,
direction.
yeah, wayfinding. for-
Parking this way.
Hey, parking, yes, exactly, so
So is this an old location?
that is my Cornhill location that I actually just recently closed.
Okay,
So the sign currently does exist, it was manufactured by Gup Signs, and the sign is. It exists.
yeah,
It's moving it from that location over to.
Okay. well, I have to be honest, my first question when I saw this was, why do you need a sign there? Right? I was like, all right. The entrance is literally right behind that mailbox, right? And like, if anyone's driving in, we already know that.
They come in over by Olives.
But so that's what I'm saying. I didn't know that. When I say this, I'm like, you already have the neutral ground signs and you have like event centers and coffee and all the
Yep,
5 other signs that are already on the building. So I'm like, here's just a 7th or 6th or 7th sign,
Right.
right? I think there's 5 on the front.
Yeah, they're all like.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it says coffee.
yeah. So I'm like, do we really need another sign here?
Yeah.
But, there's multiple. What's code?
Coach, you can have a sign on. The building is your separate roadway entrance.
Where's the roadway entrance? Just that's the roadway entrance technically?
The entrance to the plaza itself, same thing as like chandeliers was allowed a sign on both sides, 2 different sides. It's a public right of way and you're allowed another sign.
Right.
It's a nice sign.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't doubt that. And I think that it's size wise, it should be, secondary to the main sign.
Exactly.
And that's why then I questioned the scaling too. It's like, if this goes up and it looks like it's bigger than the normal, your main front sign. Like even the JH agency, that they have 2 different sizes. One's like larger and then the other one's smaller because it's more it's like a subsidiary to it to say, okay, this is really it, right?
Right.
So as long as it's not like overwhelmingly large.
The dimensions are on one of those, yeah.
That's an exact representation of the size.
Yeah.
And the
This
sign.
piece of paper has the dimensions on it and
96 inches though.
Yeah.
That's 96 inches right here.
yes. We did the math, honestly, we
Okay.
measured and made sure that it was to scale. I knew that would be very important to you guys.
Yeah, because 96, it's a big sign.
However, it's on a
It's a
very
huge
big
side of
road.
the building.
Yeah.
I mean, that side of the building is bare bones, huge.
And people have to see it from a distance. The
Well,
signs on the
but
front, people
has
are
to see
very
it from a
close to
distance?
them.
We don't, we, everything is against the pedestrian.
Right.
Right, against the walker.
Excuse me?
Everything in our village is scaled to the pedestrian walking, not
Mhm.
anybody who's like driving and needs to see it from 400 yards away. You know what I'm saying?
Sort of, but people also are walking through the parking area.
Well, yeah, if you can't, yeah.
And if it doesn't seem, my point is, it doesn't seem unusually large or anything on this rendering. It's, if anything, discreet. I don't know.
The things that worry about signs in those locations is when you start like putting holes in a facade. That's the only thing that bothers me about this. So, because when you start opening holes in your wall, this interior walls that's, is easier to fix, but here, then, and I wish you longevity and it forever, ever, and I will never have to move the sign if it's approved. But so there are things about putting things that may be super provisional, like when you look at the antennas, the cell antennas on the flower wheel.
Yeah.
So the idea was never to attach them to the walls, and then because those holes will never be raised. So those are the only considerations, and maybe in the future, whoever moves in, with remember longevity forever, then that will be a place where forever should be a sign. So we don't start patching holes, because those are considerations that we have to have of preserving.
Any decent carpenter can fix a hole where a sign was and you'll never know it was there.
Thank you. So you solved my problem. Thank you.
What if, oh, go ahead, sir.
Well, I was just gonna say, by the design standards, I think it meets the less than 30 square feet. It meets the number of feet you get per side of the wall.
Yeah,
So I think it's all within that.
You literally could put a 40 square foot sign on that side.
No more than 30 square feet. That's what the code
Yes,
says.
that's what I'm saying, based on the linear footage of the side of the building, you could put a 40 square foot sign. This is 16, I believe, as a most.
And it's not above the roof line. Couple points more.
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, if it helps get people into your establishment, that's an improvement.
And if a carpenter can fix the holes, that's an improvement. That's not a problem.
Well, I don't have any questions. Anybody else have any questions?
No, I appreciate that it's a wooden sign on a wooden building, very appropriate.
Thank you.
And you haven't added any additional lighting, or there's nothing moving, like we had a problem with some moving
It's no
parts.
flashing.
Nothing flashing, it seems extreme, like very appropriate to the building and to the roof. Mhm.
Wow, look how small this building was. You did?
Yeah, I have things.
Need a motion or something?
Yeah, we do. You want to make a motion?
Motion to approve the sign
As presented.
as presented.
Is that
Thank you. Member Ruth,
Yes.
Member McBride,
Yes.
Member Murillo,
yes?
Chair Olson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you so much, you guys, I appreciate it
Yep.
very much.
Thank you.
So we need more coffee.
That's a nice
business,
business.
so that's it. We need to keep it going. We don't have anybody else except for you.
You guys have
In West Jefferson?
listed some findings of fact while you were deliberating, if you remove, or if it's removed for repairs, or do you want to list them again?
About the sign,
Yeah.
so the sign will be placed on the side, which follows all the village code for signage
Okay.
in terms of size, dimensions, location and materials. If there's any concerns for any any damage to the facade is minimal, and any carpenter with a minimum craft ability can fix the problem. And the building will continue to stay, the material of the facade will not be affected if it has to be. We will have to put money on painting it. Anyway, leave me.
All right, so next we have 16 West Jefferson. It doesn't look like they're here, so I'll make a motion to table this application.
I was surprised that these people even presented, because it's just a fence out in the front yard that doesn't, well, I guess you can see it from the road. That's the main reason, right?
Well, anything, you'd have to improve it, right?
But it's something that's you can take away. It's not permanent, it's not part of the house. So that's the reason. Thank you. I just think that to understand
one, right?
this split rail, yeah.
In fact, I think they have a fence on the left side of their house that we should talk to them about too. All right, Jim, you want to take over?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, I'm getting a hot seat.
Yes, sir.
Riddle him.
And stand behind the podium.
You're good. You can have a seat.
All right, so my name is Dan Olson. I live at 26 Church Street. My wife and I have twin 13-month-old boys, with another baby due in January, and a 14-pound dog named Lincoln. And we would like to put a fence in our backyard. So I'd like the fence, it's a 3-foot aluminum fence, black. Very conservative and quiet. There's no decorative top to it, like a spear or anything like that. It's just I believe it's a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square dowel with 3 vertical rails that are 1 inch by 1 inch. And the fence piece itself is, I'm going off the memory here, I think it's on 62 inches, 62.5 inches. Yeah. 63.5 inches, and it attaches to a 2x2 square inch post. And at the top of the post is just a little square cap that sits on top of it, with some beveled edges. Again, no outlandish decoration on top of it. We want the fence to line our driveway. Our driveway goes back and then wides off. And we want the fence to start at basically the rear edge of the home. I don't want it up the driveway by any means. And I don't want it to cover the driveway. So it's gonna start right off the rear of the home. It'll go out probably about 2 feet from the house and then start to mirror the driveway back to my barn. And it'll land and end at the barn. In that section, there'll be a gate, a single gate. That gate does have a very shallow, kind of semicircle edge to it. Arch to it, is it the right term? That's really the only design, just so you can at least identify where the gate is. And so that's just the left side of the house when looking at it. Moving to the right side of the house, we only need a little bit of fencing because there's already an existing fence that my neighbors own that runs down the east side of my property. And then on the north side of my property, the buildings behind my house own that picket. Is it a picket fence? Is that what it's technically called?
Your dog.
Well, the dog ear is to the right.
Oh.
That's my neighbor's fence, is the dog ear. And then in the backyard, it's like a picket fence.
Okay.
You've got a pointed sort of.
Also is speaking.
Yeah, so, those 2 fences we don't own, so we're just gonna use the same exact 3-foot aluminum fence. To come out of the house in parallel with the house. and go to just before my property line and then turn north and land at the exact point of my neighbor's fence. Where it ends. So it's just gonna be a little bit of an L back there.
So then the gate that you mentioned, is that between the barn and your neighbor's barn? or-
No, actually, so that's a good question. My fence is actually gonna be on the other side of the driveway. So my
So
fence
this
will
side,
line that,
this side.
yep, and it's gonna end into the fence right there and then come up like that, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Will the gate be closer to the stairs or closer to the barn?
Close to the stairs. Yeah,
So this little piece here
Yeah.
is just an L?
it's just an L.
Okay.
Well, it's multiple, it's multiple fence portions,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's it. It's
That
just
is
an
what I
L.
can.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Sorry, you even highlighted your drawing here.
Yeah.
I see it now.
I don't want to, but I'm considering putting a second gate over there. So maybe you guys can work that into your motion of approval, of optional second gate, and then that gate would then face the street.
The same style of gates.
Yeah, the same style, same material, everything else, yeah.
So, go ahead.
But I was just gonna say, that seems like that might be undesirable if it's mainly for small kids.
I know, but and then my dad was like, well, what if we need to get something back there? I'm like, well, yeah, it's a good point. I have a push lawnmower. I have the driveway and the barn open, and all the cars and all that will be able to go through there, so. Yeah, I don't know, and then we already have a gate on that side, so again, I'm not really a fan of the second. Gate, but just as maybe like an option in case I wanted to add it. Provisionally,
I will functionally, I would not,
you wouldn't,
I would.
oh, you would,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, when you're doing yard work, it's like you're stuck in the corner and you get, so, hey,
you gotta walk all the way.
oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do my own yard work, and I would hate to go around.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's enough. So I'm going to ask a question about this area. This area is kind of where the L fence is. See? Okay, so then to understand, so the L fence will be attached, connected to somehow that fence back there? You know where I am?
Yeah, actually, I do understand that.
Yeah.
So
your fence
it's,
was-
yeah, so if you can imagine looking back down the house, almost to the end of it, this picture right here.
Yes.
And we're looking at.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We're looking at
Oh, I know, okay. So there's no fence
this
here.
picture right here.
These
So
are-
the fence is gonna end to my
There's
house
no
right
fence
here.
so that, okay, I understand
Out to
now.
about right here and then meet to this end right here.
I get it.
Got it.
So I need to ask this question. So why aluminum?
Why aluminum? I don't need to use aluminum. If you want wood, we could do wood.
So,
I
He
prefer.
was
aluminum.
repurposing some fencing material from another property on Sutherland Street. That were
Okay.
getting rid of their fence.
oh,
So it's a repurposing, which
so, okay,
environmentally.
so did you, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Is that in the application?
No.
Okay,
want that to affect them.
It was a previous approved fence in 2018 that the owner came and asked to have removed and was able to acquire it to really use on his property.
Yeah,
I have seen other approvals as far back as 2004 within the HPB minutes.
The
Of
aluminum,
of
okay,
aluminum and preservation standards, the national ones say, also allow.
I have seen, I remember when I started 3,000 years ago, the first thing they approved was an aluminum fence, and it was on Jefferson Road, and it can be seen, it was just a little portion. And it was higher, it wasn't even 36 inches, and was approved. We can see it's still there.
yeah,
I'm thinking that's, so yes, you are right, and that was probably my first application, and we went to the site. Was in the summer. Oh my gosh, I remember. Whoa.
And this exact fence was approved in 2018 then. Am I
Yeah.
getting that correct?
Yes.
If that was, and that was Jefferson Road, there we have one in Jefferson Road, I will find it right now. I'm very happy with my new iPad. It's
this is what the fence looks like in person.
yes, I have seen, so that's similar to the one that we. Okay, so, So a finding of fact is that you can hardly see the fence from any place because of the distance and the dimension and proportion, and because of the shrubs that actually are there. It's very hard to see any piece, and because they're choosing to put it by the side of the, like basically completely behind the house, you can hardly see that.
So, does anyone have any questions?
Another thing, the finding of fact is that it's 36 inches all the way.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so
Except for
besides
just a
that-
little,
The little
Gate.
bump with the gate, which is actually a little nice addition, so. Besides that, it's minimally visible, it's very settled.
Do we have a motion then to approve this proposal?
I have I say,
I haven't
You already
heard
did.
of, yeah, I haven't heard a motion.
I didn't hear it either.
so I make a motion, oh, you were like,
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the proposal
As presented.
as presented
yeah, I second.
with 1 or 2 gates.
thank you,
Oh, yeah,
thank you,
put the second.
thank you.
I don't want to see you walking.
Member Root,
Yes.
member McGray,
Yes.
member Marilla,
Yes,
motion passes.
this is a good me.
Right now what?
Are you installing yourself?
Yeah.
What?
You'll get a C of A.
Okay.
For your house.
It'll be mailed?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Construction.
Yeah, thank you.
Going down.
Yeah, no kidding. That's all right. All right, perfect.
It was a good movie. And two, the architect was so calm. Did you notice?
Yeah,
He's been great the whole way along.
Yeah.
He presented the package he gave to the planning and zoning board was.
He got an A+.
yeah.
He could have flipped when I started questioning.
In fact, I
because-
thought he was going to. I thought he was gonna get very defensive.
Yeah,
When we all started questioning, and he was perfect the whole time. Yeah,
yeah, because,
One thing that could have been done is to come here with information. Before we went to PZBA. That way, we can collaborate a little bit on. How wide the porch is gonna be.
yeah,
That was.
or the
awkward for
dimensions
him.
needed.
Yes, it was, because he turned in yes, those applications hadn't been submitted yet before we had. a
Why did
plan.
we turn it down?
He wanted to go to he wanted to get his variances. He had a really big application.
It would have guided him much. More easily.
Why he turned it down.
Would have brought some 30 days, so.
oh,
And they,
They're gonna do it this year anyways.
they're planning on building that for this winter.
Really?
Yeah.
mine,
Wow,
I'm cold just thinking about it.
Yeah, me too. That's right. Not just swing out.
For then, if they go, the nails and everything starts flying. Yeah,
You know what, you're a partner in New York, you gotta work the way around. That's the reality of it.
That is. On the property.
all right, so we have minutes to go through.
What? You take 3 times.
Okay.
And
You hit your finger with a hammer and the
you're not on.
Sorry,
not much fun.
practice. Okay, so.
All right, we have to go through minutes and approve them.
I have.
This is for August. As well as a special that's just this meeting. And then September. August and September,
Yeah.
okay?
I don't have them in front of me. Is everyone here for both of them or?
No, just Maria, Abigail and myself.
Okay, for both.
Perfect, so we can, yeah.
Yeah. $49 grand.
Like the condition.
I don't have any questions. I reviewed them before, just reread through them. I don't have any new questions. We have to do it one by one or both of them at the same time?
Can we do one by one, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, then I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from Tuesday, August 5th. If anyone else has any questions?
No.
Abigail, do you have any questions on
No,
that
no,
one?
no
Okay.
questions.
Do we have a second?
I say.
Member Rude, you abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you. Member McRae? To approve the minutes?
Oh, yes, yes.
Member Marilla?
Yes.
Chair Olson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, then I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from Wednesday, September 8th.
I second.
Thank you.
Thank you. Member McRae?
Yes.
Member Rude?
I abstain.
Member Marilla?
Yes.
Chair Olson?
Yes,
Motion passes.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting. Oh, got one more.
Yeah. The meeting date
Oh,
that
right.
I gave you, everyone as an attachment, and
Yes.
I didn't hear any concerns, but I have a copy for everyone here. You can take one and pass it down.
Yes.
One of the things I'm hoping we decide for the December meeting is, what's a fair training time? We talked about putting training days into the meeting calendar so that we can come and do webinars together. Or if I have someone in person that could come here maybe ahead of the meeting, or if you're willing, depending on how many applications we have to end and stay after. I don't know, but it's just ideas. I don't really know how everyone's schedule would work for something like that, but it's the support to get your trainings done.
Wait, are you talking about this? You're talking about next meeting? Next month?
Next meeting, yeah.
Okay,
Decide, the timing says to be determined for training times. It would only be an hour. So.
Next in December.
In December, I'd like to ask the board to decide a set time for these trainings.
oh,
on
okay,
the
perfect.
calendar.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you wanted us to do training in December.
No. Right, now it says
Perfect.
TBD, so whether that's a lunchtime webinar that I throw you or 4:30 start, I don't know. Those
All
are
right.
just ideas that I hope you can
I
think about.
prefer not.
I'd prefer after meeting times if possible.
Me too.
I don't
So-
have hands right now, that's why I said.
Well, no, it's good. We can talk about it now.
Okay.
I also prefer afternoons for,
After the meeting instead of before.
for this training. Mornings are just hard for me, so,
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
yeah. You know,
all right, so tentatively, preferably post-meeting. Does it have to be at that date on February 23rd? Does it have to be done? Or do you guys want to meet outside of the meeting, or does this have to be within the meeting?
I think we haven't been successful completing trainings or meeting outside of your appointed schedule, so if we can commit to what's on the calendar, and doing it together, that would be optimal, but I know everyone has to decide that for their availability.
the only concern I have about any date is if we have 10 applications and we have 5 porches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, we could be here till 9 o'clock, 10
Yeah.
o'clock, yeah.
Yes. So if there is, for the online, so when people are coming, that's a different thing. But if we know that there is a day, like there's going to be a short agenda, then we can schedule, the webinars are an hour.
Yeah, I was also thinking, if we can't all do it together, it would kind of be, like a training due, like if you haven't done one by the
Okay,
date, then I'm coming for you, kind of thing, so just to keep everyone accountable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That can be more flexible too, but I can open the opportunity to make sure I have something set up if you'd like to do it in person. A webinar in person, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
winters will be shorter meetings usually.
Are you
Yeah.
guys up for a lunchtime meeting maybe? Where we could just do like an hour training during a lunchtime?
I need to really plan those because of my work schedule. I have flexibility to come in and out, but sometimes I already have, I started carpenters for July, right next year.
Okay.
So if you give me a month or two. that would be great.
Well, giving you a year.
yes.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, that doing a training during lunchtime.
I would do it remotely if we're gonna do that.
Yep,
More likely.
yep, even if I can get you all on the Zoom at one time to do the training, that would be.
Oh, okay, yes, I can handle that.
Yeah, I could handle that
That would
better.
be
Yeah.
even easier, yeah.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Okay, perfect.
We are going to go for what that looks like then, and I'll have a better plan for you next month.
No,
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank
thank you for considering too. Okay,
bye.
So this Thursday is a training?
this
afternoon?
Thursday are annual required New York State trainings and afternoon from 1 to 3. They will be recorded. Dorothea does proctor them, and so after the Zoom recording, I'll send them out to any board members who did not attend, and they can do the self-certification.
Were we invited to that?
Yeah.
When?
I
was-
mean, if I invited Jim, I invited you guys.
It was?
Yeah.
I must have missed it. I'll check again.
Yeah, it says annual New York State training through your village email. It's sexual harassment, workplace violence,
Oh,
and active shooter, yeah. If you have a certificate from your employer already, you can send it. and-
oh, can I send it?
Yes, please.
I hate this thing.
This
Yes.
Thursday between 1 to 3. I will do a push again in the morning, just to,
All right,
if it went to spam. or something.
Yes, I will send you my certifications from.
That's perfect.
All right, does anyone want to second my motion?
No, you're okay.
Second.
What's your vote?
To close the meeting?
Right.
Yes.
Member Merlo,
Yes.
member McRae,
Yes?
member Root,
Yes.
Chair Olson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thanks, everyone.